but I've never found this ever in my life. Anytime I needed this, it was never existed, even in the beginning of my career. So I'm going to teach you how to do this and do your own template, because you might never find this. If you use this, I'll show you how to use this as well. All right, so what you want to do is make your own template. Just like I draw on the board, you're going to make your midline, and then you're going to make your upper and lower. Okay? Pick a tooth, Jordan.
Does it,
Amalgam tooth, so posterior.
posterior? 13.
13. Okay, so 13 is on the left. So we're gonna do, this is gonna be my 13. Then I'm gonna punch for 12, and I'm gonna punch for 14. I'm gonna do 3 holes. And I stuck to the lower, or to the upper left side, okay? So just like I draw my teeth on the board, same thing you wanna do here, okay? So if I add more teeth, then I got my other ones. All right? Plus you want to stick to as high, if it's the maxillary, you want to come to as high as possible, but leave some room. So that's about 1.5 inches. That's kind of how high you want to go. If you go lower than where I'm at right now, this is what's going to happen. You're going to have so much material, and we're going to cover the patient's nose. Then you got to cut it. So then you're going to add more work to yourself, or more instruments, because you're going to need scissors. Okay? So you want to stick high. My assistant should know what tooth number we're working at, because we have a schedule. And then you're going to punch the 3 holes that I made. On this dial, it has the size of holes. It has different size of holes. The bigger the tooth, the bigger the hole. That's the basic what I could say, okay? So I'm going to go to can you see me? So the 3rd biggest hole, okay? And then I'm going to stay on my 3. Well, that didn't work. Okay, 1. This one sucks, don't get this one. Let's tape this one so you don't ever get this one again, because the dial keeps moving. What do I have to tighten it? I'm very resourceful here. So you're gonna punch my 3 holes if I ever could get there. Miss Gwen, will you give me another punch? Oh, punch? Yeah. I'm struggling so much with that.
12 and 14.
So 12, 13, 14. We want 1 tooth mesial, 1 tooth distal, and the tooth we're working on is in the middle.
Damn, you're gonna punch a hole in your hand.
No, that's too hard. Kidding me? Miss Gwen, I need one more. So this one turns too much. This one doesn't turn at all. There we go. All right. 3rd time's a charm. Ooh, we got a lot of instruments here. This is something you can set up prior to. Now see, hear that noise? That's when I know I'm doing it right. All right, I'm gonna stretch it. I got 3 holes. There's 5, but there's 3. Okay. All right, there's several different ways of putting on a rubber dam. I'll teach you the best way. Then I'll teach you the other ways. So the best way is, your assistant should have this prior to punched, whatever tooth we're working on, and you're gonna set the frame up on the dam. We're gonna call this one a delivery 1 step or 2 steps. Then you're gonna get me the clamp and your forceps, and you're gonna have it ready to go. So you wanna make sure this stays out of the mouth. The bow goes to the distal of the tooth. The anchor tooth is gonna be tooth number 14, which is the distal tooth. That's the anchor tooth. So I'm gonna put my forceps and I'm gonna open it. I pulled this down because it locks it open, okay? Now when I put it on my tooth, next turn towards me, I'm gonna go to the gingival third area, not on the gingiva. So I'm gonna clamp tooth number 14. I can see the buccal fine. Now I'm gonna look at my lingual because I don't want to go on the gingiva. Okay, it looks like I'm on there. Squeeze it again, release. That should be tight. Miss Gwen, can I get a molar clamp? I'll show you the difference. This is actually a premolar clamp. And he's too far apart.
Is that one good?
Yeah.
Or did you want that one?
So this one is technically broken because he's too wide. A clamp should look like this with the teeth. So those are jaws or teeth, whatever you want to call it, are close together. So that's how you know this clamp is better than this one. So if I put them down, you see how far apart they are? So you want to make sure that your clamp for one is correct. This one is actually broken. Somebody did something to it. So that's why he's not fitting correctly. So I can put this back on my tooth. Again, gingival third area. Sorry, I do things so fast I don't even realize I technically put it in the holes. And then I squeeze to open it, and then my other finger just pushes that to lock it so I don't have to squeeze anymore. That's what I do. I don't mean to do so fast. So, this one's broken too. This one doesn't even fit the tooth. There should be some new ones in there, but I'm going to change my tooth number since I'm having such difficulty. My anchor tooth is going to be tooth number 13. My working tooth is going to be tooth number 12, and I extended to tooth number 11. So we're just going to deviate just a little bit. Still on the left side. Okay, I'm moving my clamp, making sure that stays still. That's when you know that's good. These clamps should have also, dental assistant should also make sure, can I get floss? That my bow has floss around it because this is going to be sat underneath. If that pops off the tooth, he's going to swallow it. So this is going to be our fishing net. Do not tie an actual knot like a circle, pull it through and pull it tight. Don't do that. What you're going to do is you're going to put a loop. So you're going to put half, put in half, put this around your loop, put your tails through the loop. Now when you go to sterilization, it's going to be easier to remove instead of untying it, okay? Then you want your floss to the side we're working on. So we want it over here. Now I'm going to put my dam over, so my last hole, I'm going to put my anchor tooth in. So that's where my bow is going to go in. So first I'm going to put my bow in. This stretches like rubber band because it's a rubber. And then I'm going to extend to tooth number 11. Look, it worked perfect. We're framed. And I can get some more floss. Now I'm going to floss my dam in the embrasures, or in the interproximally. Stay. And then we're not gonna pull down because we'll pull out that dam. So we're gonna pull it to the face. Again, put it in proximal. So this is gonna maintain it. In order to keep it on fully, so you see how you see green on the occlusal? Okay, we're gonna remove that. So you're gonna use your Woodson. There should be a Woodson in here. I could have swore we made a new pack. Get your Woodson, you're gonna get your flat end, and you're gonna just take these over the dam, like that, and pull your dam or your clamp on top now. Okay, we're gonna floss one more time. Boom. Now that's a perfect dam setup, okay? So you never want any green on the occlusal, you want it underneath. Let's do it another way. So there's that way, we call that a one step, added together, or two step actually. The next step is some of these clamps have what we call wings. These are the extensions past the circles that we put our clamp in. You see how it comes out a little bit more? So though we call them wings, you can also set the bow to the distal inside your last tooth, just like this, all together. And now we can deliver it as one. That's gonna be ready to go. We're gonna put it like this, and now we only have the circle to look through. If you're really good at that, we're gonna do it in my mirror. Keep that by. We're doing tooth number 13. Gingival third only, not on the gingiva. Release my clamp. And then make sure our patient can breathe. Now, if this is too tight here, you are in control of what you do. You're gonna put this and push down when the water's gonna collect, okay? But first, before we do all that, we're gonna make sure that our teeth are lined up, just like we did the first time. Flash our proximal to get it to stay, because you want it stable. They're numb. Then we got our rubber dam. We're going to reveal, pulling our rubber dam behind it. And then floss one more time. There we go. So now we're all set. We're going to secure this into our dam. And if this pops off, you could just pull the string. So that's your job.
What pops off?
The clamp. Because sometimes they come, if you have a bad one like this, they're loose and they could just pop off and then basket in the throat. So that's the purpose of the string.
You can move the demo down,
Yeah. Sometimes people don't pull the dam on top. They leave it underneath. So it just depends on watch your doctor and what he does. Okay? But you should always, this was regulated 2016, OSHA requires floss on your bow of your clamp. Alright, so now that we've fussed with all that, rubber dam step, it has its own steps, okay? So, now that we've done all that, now we can resume with the prep. So now we got the dam in place. Let's turn on our light.
This one correct?
Yeah. So we just did dam, where are we at? What step are we on? Place dam. Now high speed with HVE. Okay, that's where we are. What step is that? 7. We're on number 7.
Mushy.
Again, Fisher-Bird gains access to the tooth. And we're going to be indirect vision, so you got to make sure I can see out of my mirror. Get in water?
You need to touch the rubber down.
Yeah. Just put water on my wrist. Alright, I think we're good. speed? Slow speed round bar again, or remove BK. Go ahead and rinse and dry. That was fast removal. I said beep. Okay. So now we've done that. You're going to pass again the spoon excavator. We are technically working on MO. That is the discoid cleoid. So spoon to remove hand cutting instrument, take some decay out. Remember, if the doctor needs this again, you're going to wipe the instrument and then pass the hand cutting instrument, refine our prep. Now you're going to rinse and dry the prep. He's like drunk or something. The prep. Always rinse and dry the prep. Okay, otherwise they're going to be like, what are you rinsing? We don't know what you're rinsing. So always the prep. Okay, now that we're working on a posterior tooth, we're working on an MO. We're going to pass the Toffenmeyer. Okay. Tooth number 13. I'm going to add this to that and get my wedge ready. So remember I was telling you, if you place it on, a Toffenmeyer on the dam, with the dam in place, you have to make sure we're still in the sulcus. So you're going to have to pull the dam a little bit to see where you're going. This one takes just a little bit longer because of the dam's in the way. You can't really see. There we go. I'm going to tighten first. Which knob tightens my Toffenmeyer? Inner knob. That's a pop quiz, guys. Toffenmeyer's pop quiz. Okay, that's my wedge. I'm going to wedge my mesial because we only are working on the MO. Okay. My wedge is jacked up inside, but so we should have Dycal. Will you get Dycal, Damien? Right by you. Copalite as well. Okay. There should be a mixing pad, but we're gonna, yeah. So that's all right. We'll pretend. All right. So make sure your Dycal material matches the same color. Catalyst base, same color stuff. Okay. Because there's purple in there as well. Don't get purple. Don't get green. They have to be both purple or both green. Okay. Even size, but your dot should be literally like so tiny because look at the Dycal instrument. See that little ball? That little ball is going to carry that much material to the tube. So when you squirt this out on your mixing pad, it's going to be like a dab. You're really going to look like you're not mixing anything. Little. Okay? Then you're going to mix that. It's going to be super little. Oh, we're dabbing now. I gotta watch my terms. Oh my gosh. Little dot. Okay, so this is the liner. When you mix it, you're gonna mix with some material on there when you pass this. And you're gonna pass it in the direction of the tooth. So the prep is up or you're gonna prep is down. Does that make sense? Okay. Sometimes you will hold, we're going to pretend, because we like to pretend here, like this is the mixing pad. Sometimes you're going to hold this in your hand as well, and then you're going to pass this on top. And so if I need more, that's available. Okay? All right, let's pass that. Okay, so I'll put that in. I'll get more material if I need it. More material. And then I'm done. Remember, die-cal gets hard as well. Wipe your tip. Your tip of your instrument. Next is going to be to add varnish. We need the cotton rolls out more than one. To get varnish, you're going to create your own cotton palette. You're going to pull apart your cotton swab or your whatever. You're going to put this in your, make a cotton palette. That's what those are called, a little ball, little cotton thing. You don't have to open it. We're going to pretend. And then we're going to dab that in, make it wet. Pass that like that. Okay? Here, I'll let you do that now. Yeah, up. There you go. Okay, and I'm ready to work. I put in my Mesio. Remember, this is like nail polish or like that bond material. So once I put a lot in, I'm going to do this as the assistant. Please add that as a side note. You're going to brush it with air to thin it out. Okay, that's done. What's my next step? Mix amalgam, correct? Yeah. What's in here? Is there any circle? Oh yeah, get that. Okay, this is called a squeeze cloth. I'll show you how this works. Is there amalgam in there? Is that what amalgam looks like? Oh yeah, there is. Yeah, I'm going to actually mix. Please don't mix until we check off, but I'm just going to show you what it looks like, okay? So, this guy, trust me, 14 years, you see this guy's always come apart. It's not supposed to be apart or in my hand, it's supposed to be attached to the machine. If you have a machine like this, I'll show you how to work it. Please hold on to it, because if you don't hold on to your lid, it's going to open and throw out the amalgam. Literally, it's going to triturate it and shake. So when I press start, we're going to make sure that we are on a 10-second mix. And this is my start button. So I'm securing my amalgam or my shaker, because don't forget, it'll fly out. It'll hit one of us. Patient you, me. So we're going to hit start. That's not supposed to sound like that. Let's do it one more time.
I like Bob.
I know, my car is not doing very well. Okay, flat surface. Open your amalgam on your squeeze cloth. Okay, come out. Oh, there you are. Never close this. Let me tell you why. If you close your amalgam, you're going to accidentally mix a empty capsule. Never close it. Always keep it on your cart open, okay? Now, we don't have an amalgam carrier. Can I get an amalgam carrier? You were missing all kinds of stuff. This was a bad setup. This is what you don't want to do. All right, amalgam carrier, we're going to make sure both sides work. You're going to squeeze both sides so you know which side to load. You're going to stick your finger under the push button, because if you don't, you're going to, when you press it, it's going to release it. So you're not doing anything. Okay, so always keep your finger underneath. When you go, you're going to press on your amalgam and pull out. Press and pull, because we're packing it inside that little chamber. When you fill up one side, you're going to fill up the other, okay? Depending on your doctor, he may only want the small, he may only want the large. But in case your doctor's a different one, you're going to pass the small, then the large. Some doctors are extremely picky. Okay, when he passes that, you're gonna tell me, and you're gonna point this up. So you're gonna say small side loaded and pass it, just so he knows what side is loaded. Or you could say both sides loaded. They're both loaded. Okay. So you're gonna pass it like that.
Both sides loaded.
Okay. Put my material in. You should have my condenser ready to go. Okay, and then I'm going to take the small end condenser, because I took the small, and I'm going to pack my amalgam inside my tooth. Okay, let's say we're done. We don't have, we use both sides. We're a cooking show, we go fast here. All right, you're going to refill. In order to refill, you have a lot of amalgam everywhere. This is called a squeeze cloth. You could squeeze your amalgam back together, and you're going to refill. And you're going to do this process over and over and over again until we're full, just like composite. I didn't even get in it. Anyway, so pass this again with your condenser. So I've already given this back to you. And I'll take that again. So this is the time you're going to learn how to go like this. So you pretend like you're the doctor. I'll pass to you, rotate up. Pull it out, take that back, fill it up, get it ready. So I'll take this, give you that.
Okay.
Don't forget, you gotta take before you give. Okay? So this is that time. So have this ready.
Okay.
And then your next two instruments after that, we'll have those two. We'll get there. So fill that up.
Small side loaded.
Small side, okay. Then you're going to refill. We'll do that a couple times. Pretend to refill. Yep.
Both sides loaded.
Okay. Put it in. It's kind of hard, huh? So you guys got to practice that. Make sure you guys practice that a few times, going back and forth and filling, or pretending filling. Okay, I think I'm condensed. Next instrument you're going to pass me is my burnisher, the ball. Okay, I'm going to smooth it before I take this off. So I'm going to smooth this. Then my next instrument is going to be my Explorer. My Explorer, since if you guys can see in my tooth, I have a little hole, but my material is out here, and my band is right here. So I'm taking my Explorer to move my material away from my band in my tooth. That's the purpose of this step. Suction, because this is amalgam. Remember, we're gonna no, we want the big one. Hang over. Okay. Yeah, technical difficulties. And I'm gonna scrape some stuff in your big on it. Alright, so I'm releasing material away from my band. I'm done. Keep that, don't put that down. Keep that in your hand. My next step is going to be removing my wedge. Yep. Remove my wedge. Okay, or I'll pass that back to you, sorry. And then I'm going to loosen my Tafelmeyer. As an Etta, I do things a little bit differently, and I'll tell you why. So I'm going to take my Tafelmeyer off my matrix band first, because I need to burnish the mesial or distal proximal surface. I can't put an instrument there, but I'm not going to do a lot of work with my instrument. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it like this, and then I'm going to kind of make it smooth, then pull it out. That's why I take this off away from this. Your doctor may take it all off together, just depending why he does what he does. That's why. Yeah, first one is your proximal carver, which is your Hollenback. We ain't no Hollenback girl. Yep. Suction while I'm doing that. Okay. Then it'll be your discoid cleoid, and then his best friend is the ball burnisher again. So discoid cleoid only works on the occlusal. Hollaback only works on proximal. Write that down. If we shave off any material from the occlusal, like I am now, you're gonna have to burnish it back on there or make it smooth, because right, this instrument makes it rough. Yeah. Okay, you should have your burnisher in your hand. Not that one, burnisher. Yeah. Did I keep it? I kept it. Okay, so I'm carving. He's going to be suctioning and passing this at the same time. Suction again. We're going to, and then I'm going to burnish that. Okay. Now I think, yeah. Now let's remove our nail. So rubber dam could be removed in a couple different ways. You can have scissors waiting for me because I could have to cut this embrasure area that I just flossed in there, or I can move it together one time, depending on what your doctor likes to do. I'm not a picky doctor. If it comes off together, it comes off together. If it doesn't, then take it off one at a time. We're good. First is contacts. I always test like this. First is contacts. We want to make sure that we get all of our material away from there and that we have a contact. And the bite, depends on your doctor, because you can do it. There's doctors that are not as picky and they won't do the bite here. There's doctors that are very picky. Yes, let's set them up. So, chomp, 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 grind, grind, grind. Now, to check the bite, we need to make sure that there's no blue marks on the silver, because that's what the material we added. If there's blue marks on the silver, we will pass the discoid cleoid and the burnisher again. And we'll just check the bite and keep doing that steps over and over. Okay? What else?
I think that's it. And then we do
That's it?
post-ups.
Okay, we're on post-ups.
Close-ups. Please do not eat until anesthetic wears off. It will take about 24 hours for the restoration to completely harden, so please avoid eating on this side. It is not unusual for you to have little sensitivity to hot or cold for a few days. Any questions?
None.
No? All right, let's switch to the front desk.
None. None.